Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And obviously the title, why I have been uploading less, it is apt for the situation. But today we're going to go through the net worth and just some decisions, some life decisions that I've been going through. And hopefully, if anybody's going through a similar situation in their life, maybe it'll help them out. But I just want to go through this PowerPoint that I made you, and we'll go through the net worth and how that's growing. Quick preview of that. It's $262,000. It's basically, we just crossed over the $250,000 mark, and I'll let you know what is going on in the life. But if you do like these types of videos where I just give you guys kind of my journey and what types of decisions I'm deciding to make, I think that these are valuable just because everybody goes through certain life decisions, and maybe you hear something here that you like and you decide to implement. So here's the lowdown of why I've been why I have been uploading less. So success before sharing tips. So I kind of noticed that there's a lot of people on the internet who haven't really had any type of success, and their plan for success is the internet. Okay, so I don't want to necessarily be that type of person. So I think I'm going to start shifting more towards giving my take on things and the news, and I'll get more into that. But pretty much what I think about that is that a lot of the way that you're going to do with your investments has more to do with the macroeconomy than the microeconomy, right? Everybody can claim, hey, buy this course and I'll teach you how to be a great stock picker. But it's more important that you have a firm grasp on the macroeconomy, what's going on in the world in general, what's going on with taxes, what's going on with your taxes, and how you're increasing your income, how you're increasing your savings rate over time. So anyways, that's one reason why I've been uploading a little bit less, because I just haven't had too much to say. I also have a new job, and it's basically I'm working about 65 to 70 hour weeks. Okay. And I'll get into why that is. So, okay. Talk shop seems the most appropriate for me. We just went into that. Okay. Rebrand. I'm thinking about rebranding to the Capitalist Manifesto. And I think I'm going to go with that. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. Like I was saying before, I've been uploading less because of the new job that I've got. And this is not a flex or anything, but there's a huge opportunity cost with making YouTube videos when I've got a job that's paying me as much as it's paying me, right? They pay me $50 an hour, and they pay me $75 an hour for either overtime or being on call. So whenever I get called in or whenever I'm doing over 40 hours in a week, then it counts as $75 an hour. So my first check before taxes was about just over $11,000, right, for 2 weeks of work. So I've been doing a lot of work, and that's kind of like, it's kind of hard for me to justify. It takes me about maybe 4 hours to 6 hours to make a good YouTube video. And right over time, I think that starting a business is a better idea than having a job, right? Working for somebody else's business. But it's hard for me to say, all right, I'm going to take those 4 hours, instead of making between $300 to what would that be? $450. We're going to make, I don't know, $20 to $40 on a YouTube video, right? So there's a huge opportunity cost there. Okay, the next thing is Midwest living kind of makes the Ramsey method look a little bit better to me. I've been looking at it. I've been thinking about it because with the proceeds from my house, as we'll get into in the net worth part, I've got about $72K in equity, and there are a couple houses selling near me that cost about that amount, right? So if I were to buy those houses outright, no debt, no payment, all I would need to buy is my food, and that would allow me to go a little bit more in on YouTube. So I'm kind of weighing that, where, you know, Dave Ramsey's solutions make no sense in markets like LA, in markets like Seattle, right, where I came from. If the housing affordability is very low in your area, the Ramsey method does not make that much sense, right? Because you're going to get a, I don't know, $800,000 house that's appreciating like crazy, and you're going to try to pay the thing off, right? It just doesn't make much sense. Makes more sense to house hack, but out here, it can still make sense to house hack. It can still make sense to leverage a little bit, but it also doesn't appreciate much, right? So if you're leveraging something that doesn't appreciate much and you start losing rents, it just doesn't make as much sense, right? Where I'm in more of a cash flow market out here in the Midwest. So I don't know. We'll see what I end up going with. Okay, next thing, stocks are super overvalued, but the Omicron / China fears might bring them down. Okay. Talk beta. Okay, and the new satellite strategy. So let's talk about all those things. I've been doing a new satellite strategy where I have at least half of my portfolio just riding in the S&P 500. right? So in all of my different accounts, I have somewhere between 25 to up to 70% of my account is just in the S&P 500. And the reason for that is that I'd rather just have that peace of mind where I know that I don't really have to watch as many earnings calls, and I can use my portfolio as a line of credit to hop on deals that I want to hop on, right? So that basically I'm just using that as an asset rather than trying to generate wealth with my stock picks. I'd rather spend that time generating money than trying to get deep down in the weeds and outperform the market, because most people don't anyways, okay? So stocks are super overvalued. We're seeing a sell-off right now. And let's see what else. I talked about the satellite strategy and beta. So I wanted to talk to you guys. I always say this on the channel about beta. Essentially, that's how much a stock goes up or down relative to the market as a whole. So I'm targeting basically a beta of 1, right? Just right in line with the market. If you have higher beta stocks, after this whole crash ends, I think that it's probably going to end within the next month or so. Obviously, could be wrong, but the higher beta stocks, now is the best time to pick up on those because they're going to shoot back up the most. So basically, it's that whole be greedy while others are fearful, be fearful while others are greedy. Okay, and right now I'm just getting looking to get a little bit more greedy on higher risk stocks if things keep on going as they are, because we're seeing a lot of 52-week lows over there. Okay, and then the last one, I don't want to go through all of these accounts because I have way too many accounts, but essentially what I want to highlight over here is the home equity. Okay, I lied earlier. I said $72,000. It's about $92,000 worth of home equity. 6% of that is going to go to real estate agent commissions. And like I said, out here in the Midwest, you can use that home equity to buy another house. And then who knows where I go from there, right? Either I could go and decide, hey, I don't want to have a house payment anymore, and just use all that time that I would have spent working to throw into the business, or whatever. But all this to say, I think it was about June, it was about mid-year in 2019 that I started these net worth updates, and I was at $47,000. Okay, I think it was June. All right, now it's essentially 2 years and a half later, right? And I'm already at $250,000. So I'm thinking, I did some projections out, and I think that I'll probably be able to make it to about 400K by this time next year, and then maybe 600 or 700 by this time in 2 years. So I'm thinking about, what's that? That's 31 years old, would be 2 years from now. Maybe about 33, I could probably be crossing that million. So that's all that to say is, this is the reason why I've been documenting all of this, is because it's possible, but you just have to stay focused, and you just have to stick to the plan, stay up on what's going on in the markets. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's kind of all over the place, and I don't really want to edit it because I don't have a lot of time. Like I said, the opportunity cost is really big out here. I want to get my money, and maybe in the long term, I'll be able to talk to you guys a little bit more. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, got something out of it. Try out the satellite strategy if you guys enjoy that, right? Just putting a lot of your portfolio in the S&P and then having some high conviction plays around it. Shout out to Joseph Carlson. He kind of opened my eyes to what I was already thinking a little bit, and now most of my stuff is just in the S&P 500. But I'll see you guys in the next video.